Welcome, awesome guys. In this tutorial series, we will see how to create and manipulate SQLite Android Studio project, SQLite database in Android. For that, let's start from a new Android Studio project. And let's select an empty activity. Then we have to give the name of the project, just site user information. Now the project is ready, so let's go to the activity main.xml file and add some views. So inside here, we don't need this, and let's add a container over here. For this container will help us for later displaying data from the database. So let's select recycler view and put our project is on the way to add the dependencies to the recycler view. So after adding recycler view, make sure that the dependency is added. So you go to this, as you look over here, the dependency is added automatically in the Gradle module. If this is not added, then the recycler work and the error will be shown. So we have added a recycler view over here, and let's add a button. And let's give the constraint for this button. So let's go to the text part and change some of properties. Button, just let's give id add, and let's change the text to add. Then here is our recycler view, and let's move to the main activity and access this, create an instance of the add button and the recycler. As I have said before, the recycler view is for later displaying data from the database. So let's assign a value. So let's assign a value over here, the and also for recycler view. So let's add an action to this button so that it will open the activity for inserting the data into the database. So And here let's add an intent. And I have to import the packages, then main activity. So this is the context of this activity, and insert dot class, and I have to call the start activity. Since I don't create insert activity, let's move to the layout, the resource folder, and inside the layout we have to create an activity, just empty activity, and let's say insert. So the error been removed. So let's move to the activity insert method and add edit texts for data, for entering data that we want to put on the database. So let's move to the design part and add 3 edit texts, plain text, just for inputting user information. Then add another information for the name, for email, and for salary. Salary can be of type number. So let's give the constraints for each of them. So can adjust like this. Give the constraints for email also. Then for the salary, well, so this is edit text for entering the name, this is for email, and this is for salary information. And finally, let's add a button for pressing and entering data into the database, and give the constraints for it. So let's adjust inside the text, just this is name, id, name. Then inside of text, let's make it hint, and let's say enter name. Then inside this email address, let's give a hint. Then I have to change the id to email. Then for the third edit text, just salary, and let's give the hint salary. So For this button, let's say insert and change the text to add. Let's back. See, yeah, here is the name, email, salary, and add. So have created our user interfaces. Well, so let's create an instance of this view for edit texts and for a button. Edit text, just the name, email, and salary. And there is also a button insert. Let's import the pipe. So I have to give the value for each of the instances. And well, so for the time being, so the insert button also. So let's create a Java class to create a database and insert the data into SQLite databases. For that, let's create a new Java class. Over here, let's add another Java class and let's make it the name my database helper. So we have created a Java class, and these classes must extend from SQLite open helper. So SQLite open helper. So this is error because we have to implement this concrete and upgrade method. We have to implement them, and we have to implement also so we have to add a constructor over here. Well, and here there are in the constructor there are different parameters, and for the time being we don't need each, and just erase and declare different variables. Example, we need a database name, and you have to give the name database name .db, that is the extension. and we have to duplicate it. For database version, table name for each of, and let's change it to int db version. Database version, just it is int, so let's say 1, and this to database table name. Table name equals to, let's say, user information, and let's change this to column for id, column id for column name, and let's say name of the column, and let's say column email, say. So let's add another for salary, and it is int type. So let's give the column salary. Private static. Oh, it must be string because it is the name of the column that is string. Salary. Well, so we have to change this constructor parameter to database name, and we have to make this to null version. Well, so let's create a variable for request. So let's instantiate this context. So it is time to create the database table. So let's create a string variable, create table table name. We have to pass the table name, then inside the code skip, we have to table name, we have to add a bracket. The bracket must be added with quotes, and plus the first column. Let's skip column id, plus, then we have to give each of the columns column name. First the column id, so we have to specify this type, integer, primary, and auto increment. ID must be flipped out, raised automatically. So this type is text. As then we have to give column and email. Type and let's add column and salary. And integer. So this is error because we don't add salary. Nice. Then finally we have to call maybe execute a secure query. Well, so on the upgrade method, we have upgrade the table if it already exists. So it will replace maybe dot execute SQL drop table exists. Table. And finally, we have to call onCreate method. onCreate so we have created our table over here, and on the upgrade method, if the table already is, it will upgrade. So let us create another method over here, add or insert. So inside this insert ISO method, insert here info method, let us define 3 variables. So in this method, let us call SQLite database. DB, which is equals to this dot get writable data. This refers to the SQLite open helper class. So let us define an instance of context content values. So cv.puts column ID. Since we don't need column ID, column name, because column ID is incremented automatically. Column name, name, column email, email, and salary. So the data is put into the context value instance, and finally let's insert it. db.insert using insert method, and we have to call the table name, and the second parameter is null, and the third parameter is cb object. So if result is equals to -1, which means if the data is not inserted, then okay, failed. And here we have text we have instantiated before. Else, if the data is inserted, then text we have to access. Successfully. Then post dot select show. Well, so this is the method to insert data in the SQLite database system. So let's move to the insert activity file, and let's add an action to the insert button. On click listener, so whenever the user clicks the insert button, it will put the data into the SQLite database system. For that, let's find string variables here. String name of person is equals to the name edit text dot get text dot to string, and string email of person mail dot text dot to string. And let's define an int variable for salary. Int salary of person equals to salary dot, we have to cast, use the type cast because it is there dot value of there dot value salary dot get text dot string. So here we have to create an instance of my database helper class. So my database helper and we have to give the context for this, and the context is insert dot. So using this instance, we have to call insert user info method, and we have to pass name of person, email person, and salary of a person. Well, so we have written this code to insert data. So it is time to test the program. Let's run the program. Well, here is the output of our work. So if we press the add button, it will launch another activity for entering user informations. So if we fill this form and press add, it will save to the database, SQLite databases in Android Studio. So let's put a value over it. And something like this. And let's put a salary for the user. Then if we press add, then it says successfully inserted. We hope the data is successfully inserted to our SQLite database system. Nice, let's check it. In order to see what you have inserted into your SQLite database, just go to your browser and type db browser for SQLite and just download for no installer version. This is a compressed file. Download and extract. After extracting it, you will get a file like this. So from this file, open this, and you'll get an interface just like this. So from this interface, just open a database. But before doing that, you have to move to your Android Studio project and go to View, then Windows, then navigate to File Explorer. Then from this data, there is a data folder. Then move to data. Then from this, these are a list of applications in your mobile phone. So from that, you have to find out your project. Here is my project. So let's click over this, and there is a database directory. If I click this, there is these files. Just select and synchronize, and after you have synchronized it, you have to sorry so you have to save these files on your desktop and just okay, the files are downloaded. So go to your SQLite browser and open the database. Then in my desktop, my database is user information, and open. So after opening this, from here you have to select your table, user information. When you select your user information, here is the data that we have inserted. So if you want to see the database structure, you can see over here. There is ID, there is name, email, salary. So in this way, you can see your data, inserted data, by using DB browser for SQLite. Thanks for watching this video. Please like and subscribe for more videos.